Tonight, an alleged domestic dispute in Broken Hill leads to a man being charged with attempted murder. And major crime investigators descend on the location believed to be where Peter Hillier was murdered.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf Studios, your nightly news with Madeline Kerr begins now.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. A 43-year-old man has been charged with attempted murder after an alleged assault in Broken Hill over the weekend. The incident happened on Saturday night when emergency services were called to Argent Street. Our reporter Joshua Mercer has more.
This part of Broken Hill's main street was unrecognisable on Sunday as police taped off the area at the front of Fairies after a woman had allegedly been attacked by a man known to her. A 43-year-old was due to front Dubbo local court today facing 9 charges, including attempted murder, wound person with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and common assault. The 40-year-old woman, who was known to her alleged attacker, was treated by paramedics at the scene before being taken to Broken Hill Hospital. She was later transferred to Royal Adelaide Hospital, where she remains in a serious but stable condition with significant head injuries. The man had already fled the scene and was unable to be located for several hours. It wasn't until around 3:45 a.m. on Sunday morning when officers attached to the Barrier Police District attended a home on Jemison Street following reports of a fire. New South Wales Fire and Rescue extinguished the blaze a short time later. However, the home was significantly damaged. The man was arrested at the home and taken to Broken Hill Police Station, but was later transferred to Broken Hill Hospital for treatment. He was released from hospital yesterday and taken to the police station where he was charged with 9 offences. He's been refused bail. Investigations are continuing and anyone with any information which may assist are urged to call Broken Hill detectives or Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Joshua Mercer reporting there. Police have uncovered new evidence in relation to the Peter Hillier murder, who was found dead in Venus Bay on Monday. Major crime investigators have identified the scene believed to be the location where Mr Hillier was murdered, approximately 60 kilometres northwest of Streaky Bay. Peter was travelling with an acquaintance, Adam Troy Bennett, who was reported missing in 2020. Mr Bennett has since been charged with the 64-year-old's murder and appeared at Adelaide Magistrates Court yesterday via video link from Port Lincoln Police Cell. He did not apply for bail and will remain in police custody until he faces court again in November. This is an accident the driver might want to sweep under the rug. Around 10:30 this morning, a man allegedly accelerated into the entrance of Carpet Court, located on Port Pirie's Main Street. There was some increased traffic around and hold-ups on Ellen Street due to police and firefighters attending the scene. It's believed the driver accelerated at a fast pace when he meant to reverse. Fortunately, nobody was injured. Premier Peter Malinauskas is ensuring all South Australians are able to access the flu vaccine, with the jabs on offer at GPs and pharmacies for free until the end of the month. The announcement comes as just 30% of South Australians have received their annual jab so far this year.
The flu season has arrived, and with the added stress of COVID, it has never been more important to roll up your sleeve and get vaccinated. As of May 24, South Australia reported 1,195 cases of influenza, compared to 12 cases at the same time last year.
The flu is the most contagious infection among the world, and it can affect the people starting from 6 months.
The 2022 flu season is expected to be more severe, following 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic response, with reduced natural immunity and low vaccination rates.
After easing the restrictions, it seems that it would be more contagious than before. So it's very important to protect yourself and get the flu vaccine.
Since the government subsidy scheme for South Australians was announced, pharmacies and GPs have noticed more people are booking in to receive their free jab.
It helped more people, many people to book or encourage them to come into the pharmacy and fill a form. You can book online, you can book on the phone, or you can come in and fill a form and get your flu shot immediately.
If you want more information about the flu vaccine or want to book an appointment, you can visit SA Health's website or visit your local doctor or pharmacy. Annabelle Francis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, what's next for Wyalla's foreshore and the wish list Council wants ahead of tomorrow's state budget reveal, and the tiny tourism town booked out ahead of this year's Quandong Festival. After the break, Quorn's plan to allow for more guests. Welcome back. The Whyalla City Council has recently installed new seats, a tourist centre and a cafe space along the beachfront. The new additions, just a few of many ideas outlined in the city's foreshore master plan.
The first steps to an improved day at the beach. The Whyalla City Council has started the initial phase of their foreshore master plan. The document was developed based off of extensive public consultation sessions with the community, and now some of those ideas raised are already being implemented.
So we've got some new pods down at the foreshore which are very exciting, and we've got some fantastic new seating on the jetty, which is what the people asked for.
The council says further focus areas of the master plan will include improving the landscaping, the boardwalk and access points to the beach. With a unique cuttlefish-themed splash park, teen zone and nature play space also in the master plan's initial lineup of projects.
It's just part of our major master plan for the beach area, so it's a great start, and we look forward to developing the foreshore down there for the community for years to come.
Off of the success of the new jetty, the council says the foreshore master plan will not only provide the local community with an upgraded social space, but it will act as another incentive for tourists to come back and revisit the city.
So look, it's all happening down at our foreshore, and it's just great for our community and also for tourists that come to our beautiful city.
The council will be eagerly watching on tomorrow as the state budget is announced, with the city asking the South Australian government to commit $20 million to the foreshore upgrade, so ratepayers don't feel the full burden of the potential project. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
NAPLAN testing has wrapped up for 2022 with a record 4.3 million tests successfully submitted. More than 1.2 million students participated in this year's test, and that looked dramatically different to those in the past. This year marked the final year of the transition to an online testing. Organisers say the successful switch to an online medium signals a new era of NAPLAN, with more changes on the way. From 2023, NAPLAN will move from May till March, so results will be available to education authorities earlier in the year. Quorn's inaugural Quandong Festival is set to boost the local tourism economy, with many accommodation providers already booked out. The festival will feature Australian native food growers, harvesters and celebrity chefs to teach everyone how to cook what's in our own backyards.
Fruity Festival Fun. Quorn's newest addition in its yearly event calendar is already smashing expectations, with the food-based festival looking to bring in more tourists than there are beds.
We've got our Quandong Festival in August the 6th, and already that's proving extremely popular.
To match the demand, the council says the organisers will be creating additional accommodation for the event attendees and their special celebrity guests.
They'll be creating a tent city here in Quorn. Obviously we do have other accommodation, but a lot of that accommodation is already booked out.
The attendance of TV personalities such as Costa from ABC's Gardening Australia and River Cottages Paul West, creating buzz around the event. The council says, based on early ticket sales alone, the event is set to turn the town into a hub of activity.
My understanding, there's 600 tickets gone already, so everyone out there, get in. There'll be plenty of accommodation. You won't miss out. And for stall holders, all our locals, it's free.
The Quorn community excited to share why they are called the bush food capital of Australia. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. Young leaders wanted in Port Lincoln. And stepping up to the challenge, our reporter Josh Mercer has a crack at the Broken Hills Push-Up Challenge. Welcome back to 7 Spencer Golf News. The Port Lincoln Scouts are calling for more leaders to join their ranks as they prepare for a busy winter ahead. The program's run aimed to get children away from the computer screens and back in touch with nature.
Port Lincoln Scouts are scouting for leaders to prepare the next generation. Group leader Jenny Pearce says no past experience is necessary.
You don't even need to have kids in scouting. If you're interested in the outdoors, having fun and enhancing the learning experiences for kids, we need your help.
The team in Port Lincoln teaching young people vital life skills, preparing them for the world ahead.
Yeah, it's just every week we try and do something different, and sometimes it's, go to the CFS or have the ambulance come and visit, do some first aid.
The organisation is nationwide and holds programs for Joey's Cubs and Scouts here in Port Lincoln. Its reach spreading across the Spencer Gulf.
For Port Lincoln, we're part of a district called the Bedell District, after the explorer Len Bedell. So that includes Roxby Downs, Ceduna, Streaky Bay, Port Lincoln, Whyalla and Port Augusta.
Many of the Scouts' activities are driven by the children, teaching them valuable leadership skills.
We're taking a couple of kids to Whyalla next weekend for a leadership course, where they learn to improve their skills of being a leader of a small group of kids.
But the team at Port Lincoln say the main thing is that the Scouts are having fun whilst exploring the outdoors.
If they're not having fun, then they're not going to learn anything from the activity.
Yeah, and just to get them in touch with nature and
Yep.
out there and hiking off the screen.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A Broken Hill business is raising money for mental health by taking on the push-up challenge. The challenge sees people attempt 3,139 push-ups over 24 days, a number that sadly reflects the number of lives lost to suicide in Australia in 2020.
Natural Revolution Health has decided to take on the push-up challenge to help support those doing it tough.
It's decision coming from family and friends to help support depression and mental health issues.
There are 4 teams doing the challenge under the NRG banner, and it's not the first time they've put their bodies through the ringer to raise money for a good cause.
We've done the City of the Bay, we've done half marathons, as you said, the push-up challenge, just to help get involved in the community and raise awareness for those charities.
Starting from today, each team or individual will have to do 3,139 push-ups by June 24. But don't worry, you're not expected to do them all in one go.
It has a set or a required target, and that target is from an Australian statistic of mental health issues that's happened in 2020. So today was our first day and we had 74 push-ups.
As a team, NRG are hoping to raise over $5,000 for the cause.
We're hoping to raise as a community, so we've got 4 teams at the moment, and we're hoping to raise about over 5,000 and achieve over 100,000 push-ups. So yeah, some big targets.
Central Football Club are also doing the challenge, as well as this reporter. There is still time to join in, either in a team or as individuals. Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
That's a great initiative, and if you or anyone you know needs help, contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Stay with us after the break. New South Wales follows in South Australia's footsteps, banning single-use plastic bags, and we'll have the weather details with Alex Sykes. Welcome back. From today, New South Wales, including Broken Hill and surrounding towns, has banned lightweight plastic bags. Minister for Environment James Griffin says the bag ban is a step in the right direction, following in the lead of the rest of the country. South Australia was the first state to phase out the lightweight checkout-style bags, with the ban coming into effect more than 13 years ago in May 2009. Definitely a timely reminder to bring your reusable bags to the shops when out grocery shopping. Petrol prices have been a hot topic for debate for a while now. And for many regional towns, unleaded petrol prices crept over the dreaded $2 mark this week, and it doesn't look like we'll be seeing any reprieve anytime soon. Annabelle Francis has this week's Fuel Watch.
Unfortunately, this week isn't much better for consumers, with petrol prices once again on the rise and with no sign of dropping anytime soon. Starting with unleaded, you can see a lot of red arrows indicating the price has increased from last week. The highest prices can be seen at Port Lincoln and Port Augusta, which are now over the $2 mark. Whyalla is now at $1.97, jumping more than 3 cents compared to last week. Port Pirie average has now reached $2, compared to $1.94 last week. Kadina prices are just below $2 at $1.99, increasing over 6 cents. Broken Hill has passed the $2 mark as well, and Adelaide is the only place to have decreased, now sitting at $1.85. Over to diesel. There is a lot more green here, which is a good sign. The places with the highest prices are Whyalla at $2.08 and Port Augusta at $2.14. Not far behind is Port Lincoln at $2.05. However, this is a drop from last week's price of $2.14. Port Pirie and Kadina are at the lower scale of prices, sitting at $2.03 and $2.04. Broken Hill prices have decreased by 4 cents and now sit at $2.06 per litre. The place with the lowest price is Adelaide, sitting just below $2 at $1.99. Lastly, we have Autogas. Again, the chart is a lot more positive than last week, with only Kadina's prices increasing by 1 cent. Port Lincoln's price stayed the same, sitting at $1.32, and is still the highest price. Whyalla, Port Augusta and Port Pirie show similar prices, sitting at $1.18, $1.19 and $1.17. The towns with the lowest prices are Broken Hill at $1.10 and Adelaide at just above $1. It's important to remember that these are regional averages and do not reflect any particular business. If you see unleaded, diesel or auto gas at a cheaper price, please be sure to contact us through our Facebook page.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather with Alex Sykes. Alex, it's felt like it for a while now, but today was the first day of winter.
It sure was, Maddie, and a big hello to you and our viewers. And yes, winter has certainly arrived. It was particularly cold around Broken Hill Airport this morning at 8 a.m. It was just 3.9 degrees, but the apparent temperature, or the feels like, was reading closer to 0. And there's more of where that came from. Taking a look at some of the region's other temperatures today, Port Augusta reached 14 degrees with some cloud coverage. 10 degrees in Clare, and Coffin Bay was cloudy and 14. Most of the other major centres were also 14 degrees today, with the exception of Kadina and Cooper Pedy, which reached a top of 12 degrees over in Broken Hill. Taking a look at the satellite image now, and the Weather Bureau says there is a high pressure system over the west of the state, which will move eastwards over into New South Wales towards the coast tomorrow. A trough will be moving across South Australia from the west during Thursday, followed by a series of cold fronts on Friday and over the weekend. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Winds will be variable below 10 knots, becoming northerly 10 to 15 knots in the morning, increasing to northwesterly 15 to 20 knots during the afternoon. Seas will be below 1 metre, increasing to around 1 metre tomorrow afternoon. The swell will be south to southwesterly 1 to 2 metres, decreasing to 1 and 1.5 metres during the morning, then decreasing further to around 1 metre by early evening. Port Lincoln cloudy on Thursday between 7 and 17 degrees, cloudy in Cleve as well between 8 and 15 degrees. Woodna will be cloudy and 16, down to 6 degrees in Whyalla, warming up to 15 tomorrow. Possible late showers in Port Augusta 16, 15 degrees in Kadina, with a shower or two there. Cloudy in Port Pirie 16 degrees, Clare between 3 and 13, and over the border at Broken Hill cloudy skies and set to reach a high of 14 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, Friday is looking a bit more promising. Temps in the mid to late teens in most places, apart from Broken Hill, which will see a shower or two and 13. Similar conditions on Saturday, 17 in most places, including Woodna and Whyalla. Possible showers over in the capital, 15 degrees. Sunday will see some cloudy coverage across the majority of the region, possible showers as well. Port Pirie, Port Lincoln and Port Augusta all heading for a top of 16 degrees. Well, Maddie, as we saw in Broken Hill this morning, it's the overnight and early morning temperatures that are particularly chilly. I'll have to dig out my winter gear. That's all from me for tonight. I'll also have an update later. It's back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Wednesday. I'm Madeline Kerr. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates a little later, but until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.